since inquiring minds must know. It's 97 degrees in here. Toasty. Yep, and there is a Crown Victoria. Today's video is going to be a little bit different. Wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about what's going on with everything. You know, obviously I got, the Crown Vic right here, the Impala's outside. I'm actually noticing that there are different places around that are offering to, I guess, pick up your vehicle for service. Maybe I should send the Impala in. I'll have to see if there's a Chevy dealer floating around and see what kind of fees that'll end up costing, but I just don't have the time to go through and rip a radiator out or whatever I need to do to unscrew that thing. I was told there's a couple, I guess, life hacks you can do to ungel the system, including just, stuff a garden hose in there and just flood it out with regular water to loosen everything up. But one thing I noticed, I don't remember if I mentioned this on one of my other videos, I actually tried to drain the coolant, and when you actually open up the drain valve on the bottom of the radiator, nothing comes out. So I don't know if at some point that vehicle had some stop leak put in it and maybe that plugged the hole up, or maybe the stuff is gelled so bad that it's just never going to come out. So yeah, that's a little bit of food for thought. That's part of the reason why I haven't really been too enthusiastic about going in and dismantling all that stuff. I'm kind of scared to find out, how nasty that's going to end up being. But, I don't know. One of these days maybe I'll do something with it. Actually, in this lighting, you can actually tell that the hood is a different color than the fenders. So I don't know how many of you guys have actually noticed this, but this car, when I got it, the entire hood has been, I guess, repainted, probably with a rattle cam to be my guess. But in this lighting, you can actually see that there's a slight difference in color there. So at some point, the fire department, I guess, got tired of the flaking and painted it themselves. And same thing with the roof. The roof has the same thing going on, but I don't think you can actually tell in this lighting. But yeah, the roof itself was painted at some point by the fire department too. So this and this don't match and never have. Not in the time that I've owned it. So anybody out there that's been kind of wondering, why is he, rattle canning the car? It's because the paint's already screwed on this thing anyway. So that would be why. And of course, as you can see, the paint's still pretty rough. But I don't know, one of these days I'm probably going to come out here with a sander and just grind all this stuff off and get a professional to paint it up real nice, because this car deserves that at least. But there we go, there's a quick little blip on that. Down here, I wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about this thing. So this is probably going to be one of my upcoming projects. The owner of this actual push bumper, which came off of the dead Vic, would actually like kind of an interesting paint job put on this and then have it maybe mounted on their current Vic. This might be some sort of blasphemy if you guys prefer these things be black, but when you own something, you can do whatever you want to it. That's just how it works. Just go check out the Whistling Diesel guy if you don't agree, and you'll have your heart broken pretty bad. This is one of the upcoming projects, I think, and this should get some kind of interesting paint job. And then a question I have for you guys is, where can I find another flag like this? This exact one, actually. So if anybody out there knows where I can find this exact flag or a decal that's very, very, very similar, I'd like to know, because what I'd like to do is actually pull this one off and put a replacement on here, because this one's getting pretty badly sun faded. So, and it's starting to actually flake in some spots. I think I want to do something with this, maybe take these wheels off and maybe put those wheels on there, just see how they look. These actually came off of like a, I think it was like a 2017, 18 something Mustang. Actually, it came off the same Mustang that the other wheels came off of. So these are also not my wheels, but yeah, I'm going to probably rock them for a little while and just see how it goes, because everybody puts Mustang wheels on a Crown Vic. Maybe once or twice, especially if you're just trying to get away from the quote-unquote cop look. But I like to kind of mess with it, and it creates a little bit of controversy, and then you guys leave interesting comments. Typically, a handful of you like to see the changes, and the other handful of you don't really like to see the changes. So it's just something I was thinking about, something to kind of spice some things up. Another thing that was kind of running through my mind that I'd love to get some feedback on is, I live in the Tampa area, specifically Hillsborough County, and the county here has implemented a curfew. That's right. So from 9 p.m. to 5 a.m. until further notice, you're not allowed to be out roaming the streets. So they basically told us that I guess they had something like 200 complaints of people gathering in groups of 10 or more. So in order to, kind of stop that and stop people from throwing house parties and doing other things that don't make a whole lot of sense, they decided to throw in a curfew. Depending on where you live will depend on how local law enforcement kind of handles that kind of stuff. Here in Florida, all of our sheriffs are elected officials. So it pretty much, like, I could go run for sheriff, and if people liked me enough, I could become the sheriff of Hillsborough County or any of the other counties in the state if I wanted to. So obviously this isn't going to be good for the sheriff if he goes out there and starts locking everybody up. So he's definitely not going to do that. He's already come out, publicly and said, his big goal here is education. Just kind of tell, basically slap people on the wrist, say, what are you doing? Get back in the house. Don't be out here roaming around. Now, if somebody's acting a complete fool and telling the deputies to go screw themselves, they'll probably get locked up. But he said his goal is to do the education aspect of law enforcement, not necessarily go and lock everybody up. My question to everybody here is, are you guys experiencing any kind of, curfews or any kind of additional restrictions? I know most states have some sort of stay-at-home type thing, or don't go out unless you need to type thing. Pretty much, I don't remember how many of them are doing it, but if you're in a state that has no quarantine or no anything, I'd love to hear about that. And if you are in a place where they're doing not quarantine, like curfews, I'd like to hear about that too. So drop a comment below, kind of let me know what's going on in your neck of the woods. I mean, obviously this is a topic that's going on and it's hindering a lot of YouTubers from making videos. I mean, obviously I wouldn't be able to go out at, 9:01 p.m. tonight and drive around in the car. I mean, maybe they wouldn't even notice, but point is, it kind of throws a curveball on everything you're doing, because right now, all non-essential businesses in Florida are basically closed. So, and then of course where I live, and actually in Manatee County also, which is the county below us, they also have a curfew because some people down there, I think it was Bradenton, were just out gathering and doing things and basically, refusing to self-quarantine or, stay home type of thing. So they put a curfew in down there too. I think they were thinking about taking that curfew away, but I don't know how much longer that's going to last. But, well, like I said, kind of curious, what are you guys, what are you experiencing in your areas? Because I know you guys are all over the country. I even have some people that are outside of the country. I was looking through the analytics, and there's some people, up in Canada. There's some people, actually, I think I got somebody out in, like, Saudi Arabia or something. So there's people all over the globe that are, watching these videos. So if you're in an area where you're being put through like a curfew, I'm kind of interested, let me know, are you experiencing anything like that? And if you're in an area that has absolutely no restrictions, I'd be curious to see, who out there actually has no restrictions, where people are just going to work normally. Anyway, drop a comment below. Let me know what your thoughts are. Sorry this video's kind of haphazard and not super focused, but wanted to make sure I got something out to you guys, because I know a lot of you are kind of sitting around doing a whole lot of nothing, trying to just keep yourself entertained. I thought this might be a good way to spark some conversation, maybe get some fun comments going down there. Thanks for checking out the video. Love to each and every one of you, and I'll catch you on the next one. Ooh, yeah. Impaler.